The Festival of Sacrifice, Eid al-Adha. The Festival of Sacrifice, Eid al-Adha, which is celebrated on the 10th day of the lunar month of Dhul Hijjah, the 12th month of the Islamic calendar, has numerous merits, including the following. 1. It is one of the best days of the year, being amongst the first 10 days of the lunar month of Dhul Hijjah. As the Prophet said, there are no days in which good deeds are dearer to Allah than these 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. His companions inquired, "Not even jihad in the way of Allah?" He replied, "Not even jihad in the way of Allah, except for someone who goes out for jihad, sacrificing both his life and property, and returns with neither of them." Sahih al-Bukhari 926, Sunan at-Tirmidhi 757. 2. It is the day of the greater pilgrimage, on which the greatest Hajj rites are carried out, the foremost and most exalted of which are walking round the Kaaba, tawaf, slaughtering sacrificial animals, and throwing pebbles at the largest pillar in Mina, known as Jamrat al-Aqaba. What should be done on Eid Day? On this day, a Muslim who is not performing Hajj engages in the same activities he normally does on the festival of fast-breaking, Eid al-Fitr, with the exception of paying Zakat al-Fitr, which applies only to Eid al-Fitr. A distinctive feature of Eid al-Adha is the slaughtering of a sacrificial animal, which is considered to be a highly recommended act of worship. Udhiya, or sacrificial animal, refers to any of the pastoral animals, sheep, cows or camels, that are slaughtered during the festival of sacrifice, Eid al-Adha, with the intention of seeking closeness to Allah. The time for offering a sacrifice begins after the Eid al-Adha prayer and lasts until the sunset of the 13th day of Dhul Hijjah. As the Quran states, "Pray to your Lord and sacrifice to Him alone." Surat al-Kawthar 108:2. Prayer mentioned here has been interpreted to mean the Eid al-Adha prayer, and sacrifice has been interpreted to refer to Udhiya, or the sacrificial animal. The Islamic ruling regarding Udhiya, slaughtering a sacrificial animal during the festival of sacrifice, Eid al-Adha, is a practice which the Prophet regularly did and encouraged, sunnah mu'akkada, for those who can afford to do so. The head of the household may offer a sacrifice for himself and on behalf of his dependents. A Muslim who intends to offer a sacrifice must refrain from cutting his hair, clipping his nails, or picking his skin from the first day of Dhul Hijjah until he slaughters the sacrificial animal on the 10th of Dhul Hijjah. The conditions that the sacrificial animal must satisfy. 1. It is not lawful to offer a sacrifice of any animal or bird except pastoral animals, namely sheep, cows or camels. 1 sheep or goat would suffice for a man and his household, and 7 different households may share a cow or a camel. 2. The sacrificial animal must be of the right age. A sheep must be at least 6 months, a goat 1 year old, a cow 2 years old, and a camel 5 years old. 3. It should be free from apparent defects, because the Prophet said, "There are 4 types of animals that will not do for sacrifice. A one-eyed or blind animal whose defect is obvious, a sick animal whose sickness is obvious, a lame animal whose lameness is obvious, and an emaciated animal that has no marrow in its bones." Sunan an-Nasa'i 4371, Sunan at-Tirmidhi 1497. What should be done with the sacrificial animal? 1. It is forbidden to sell any part of the sacrificial animal. 2. It is recommended to divide it into 3 parts, 1 part for eating, 1/3 to be given as gifts, and 1/3 to be given in charity to the poor and the needy. 3. It is permissible to authorize someone to slaughter a sacrificial animal on one's behalf, such as trustworthy charitable societies that undertake the slaughter of sacrificial animals and distribute them to the needy.